Tune in, turn up, it's time to go. Deep talks and a crazy show. It's Toon Along, yeah, you know the name. Big ideas, fun and games. Hit that play, don't miss a beat. This is the podcast where we all meet.
What's going on, everybody? It's good to have everybody back. Saturday night for myself. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but I hope you're doing good. I hope you guys are safe. Today, we're going to be watching a nice episode of Season 1, Episode 8 of Felix the Cat, The Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat. A show that dates back to the 90s, off a character I think that goes back way back. Somewhere like the 50s, right? He's one of the original cartoons. That character, Felix the Cat, that's what I'm thinking. Could be wrong. One of those Mickey Mouse originals. So today what we're going to do is we're going to watch Season 1, Episode 8, the Earth Heist, and the second part is called Attack of the Tacky. All right, let's go ahead and start the episode and get talking about this show. It's Saturday night. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, now there's the sun. There's some moon spinning around it, and it opens up. There's a bag, and Felix is in it. Here we go. Okay, so if I want to dive back, way back with this show, I got to take myself, I think, 1994, 95, 96, somewhere around in that realm, because this show played on YTV after coming home from school. Actually, later on in the evening. It was a later night show, I remember that. And I don't know, I'm playing it on Saturday night. I don't remember it being a Saturday night show. It might have been. It might have played on occasion. But this is a Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday kind of show. I remember it playing, and I'm just going to go through the episodes because I seem to remember seeing the same episodes quite often on TV. There's a sausage episode. That's a good episode. And then the 3D rendering there, if you guys remember the intro. Now, this show has, it's a regular timed show, 22 minutes, something like that. That's pretty impressive. I mean, think about it. This show, if you're watching it, you can get really, really lost and sucked into the world and the story. I mean, Felix is all over the map. He's a cartoon, but he's a cartoon with a bit more of I don't know how to put it, another dimension to it. Anybody who, the voice actor, hang on a sec. When I hear that voice actor, when I hear this powerful spacecraft, sounds like the same voice actor as Earthworm Jim. You know, in the intro to Earthworm Jim, when they talk about what Earthworm Jim's doing, and now we find our hero on the planet of many moons, something like that, right? And sounds like the same. Hang on, just take it off my. Sounds like him. I mean, it does sound like him. I mean, it's the generic narrator for a cartoon, am I right? But there he is. There's Felix, just coming right out. Now that's what I'm saying. He's got that Disney look. At the same time, I'm trying to wrap my head around what this cartoon would be inspired by, but just looking at it, looks like Animaniacs mixed with Rocko's Modern Life mixed with Mickey Mouse. I would say it's wacky. It's wacky, but it's wacky in its own world. If you would put it nobody talks about the show side by side with Ren and Stimpy, but just looking at it now, look at the way it's all twirling around and going through the pipes and the tubes. Really wacky. I think the fact that there's hands on everything and everything operates and has a persona. Look, you're going to see at some point, even the moon or the earth might have eyes. That kind of thing in this world happens a lot. So I'm thinking that with that kind of a parameter for this world might be a bit of a turnoff to see that. You might want to do maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but like Ren and Stimpy, they go all over the place. But this guy here, he might be more limited. I mean, it's up to you guys. What do you guys think? If you guys enjoy the show, let me know. I do enjoy the show. I do think it's a good show. And maybe 2 seasons is good. It's perfect. I would say 2 seasons in the movies. And I'm just looking here what else they had. I'm just going to go check it out. Okay. So not much. There's a bunch of transition stuff I'll check out later. But just, imagine owning a production cell from the show. That'd be pretty sweet. It'd be pretty cool. Now, anybody who's ever watched the show or who hasn't watched this show, there's definitely one thing you guys are going to, obviously, if you know what I'm going to talk about, the clock that goes in your kitchen or your bedroom, whatever you want to do it. But for the most part, in movies and TV shows and Goosebumps and whatnot, that clock was always in the kitchen and always had those eyes swinging back and forth with the tail swinging on the bottom. Now, that's Felix the Cat. That's supposed to be the cat in the wall. And it's just, when you watch this show, you see the character. You've seen him before. I mean, I remember going to a store that sold bags and, suitcases, things like that. I remember going inside and they had a Felix the Cat bag. And the bag was actually really well detailed. It had a nice little character, whatever, picture of him sewn in with some felt. On the inside, it had a bunch of pockets, a bunch of stuff. I think I still have it. I have to find it. But yeah, the only reason I got it is because I said this would have been back in 2005, 2004, 2005. I would have picked this up. But no, this would have been sorry. This would have been back in like 2011, 2010, somewhere around there. And the thing is, I saw it and I hadn't seen something from Felix the Cat in years. Just think about it. Find something brand new from a show from 20 years ago and try getting it somewhere other than Hot Topic or Murdog, all those other shows. I mean, no advertisement intended, but I'm just saying that's where you're going to get those kind of shirts. That's where you're going to get that kind of stuff, or online, right? But back then, you just have to imagine. I didn't have none of that. The malls didn't carry any of these like nostalgic items that you can pick up anywhere now, or the internet. We didn't have the internet to that level. So going in this store, picking up this bag, using it, felt amazing. I mean, just imagine. And then it brought back that spirit. And I remember trying to watch some episodes of Felix the Cat. It was really hard to find back then. Maybe I saw an episode. But now I'm watching it now. It's got good quality. It's nice. Look at those sharks. Wicked character design. I mean, if you're going to sit down, relax on a Saturday night, you had yourself a nice dinner, you had yourself a little drink, you're sitting down, you're relaxing, got a good thing going on, and now you're watching a show like this in the evening just to let your mind unwind and open up, basically, because you don't want to be thinking right now. You just want to be relaxing. And best way to relax is to punch your mind in the face with a cartoon like this and just don't even ask any questions. He's got 3 watches. He's ripping them off. He's going to rip off his arm. What is he going to do? What's the deal? Okay, here's the other thing. Shows like this. Like, I'm thinking of Disney mainly because of the gloves. That's why this thing reminds me so darn much of Disney's, because of those gloves, those mittens they like to wear. What's the deal with that? When did that ever start? I mean, I'm thinking of stores when they would put on gloves so they wouldn't get dirt or fingerprints on it or whatnot. But in cartoons, it's interesting. Think about it. If nobody ever drew gloves on them, would they have ever thought of doing that? Or, I don't know. Cartoons are going to evolve. They keep evolving. Just look at anime. Look at anime in the 80s. And you see the way Gundam was drawn. And all these other shows. And then the way it evolves. Now you look at it exactly today. I'd have to say I probably enjoyed anime. Maybe take it back 10 years. That anime style 10 years ago. I enjoy that. Today I just find I don't know what it is. I think it's the CG. There's something about the CG-ness. Looks. But anyways, if you guys enjoy it, it's all good to me. And but sometimes when they do the 3D rendering, they make some 3D image, mix it up for the anime or the show. I like that. I like when they do that. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as they have a good story and the show's entertaining, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It really doesn't. But everybody has that little preference when they see a show or a cartoon. And I think cartoon even more, because shows, you're watching human beings. You're either going to watch science fiction, horror, comedy, it's like a sitcom, or drama, action. But it's all with humans. It's all within, more than not, it's within the regular world or space or the medieval times, right? But cartoons can go anywhere at any time. Just flip back and forth. Just play with your mind, because it's out of reality. It's out of this world. You know what? Cartoons is another dimension. Just think about it. That should be on a bumper sticker. Cartoons is another dimension. It really is. It might be the second dimension, but the second dimension portrayed in such a way that the human mind can maybe see other dimensions. I mean, think about it. All the explanations when we were kids growing up, even to this day, you see a lot of stuff in cartoons. You see a lot of street signs, public street signs, are all drawn in cartoons, because people can really assimilate with that kind of stuff. I don't know. There's more to it, obviously, but you know what I mean. It's fun to enjoy a Saturday night, relax. Felix the Cat beating that shark. Oh, I get it. He's supposed to be like a loan shark. There he goes. Yeah, and here's the thing. Okay, so now he's inside this dungeon, and if I had to guess, I remember watching Felix and just thinking, oh, here we go. He's stuck. This sucks. But then he finds a way. And then halfway through the show, more than halfway through the show, you forget how it all began. But, oh, that's right. They used to do some parodies. See what I mean? See that kind of dimension? He comes out of the portrait, grabs an eraser, just messes around. So you know what that means is Felix is invincible within this world. So you know he's never going to get hurt. So you can just relax. You can just sit back and just enjoy the malarkey. All the stuff he's going to do. Look at this. He's going to, look at it. Blow it all up. And he's going back into the picture frame. Holy shit. See, you got to keep track. If you go to the bathroom for 1 second, you don't know how he got from where to where and how he did it. See, he just grabbed some gum. Okay, so those loan sharks are inside the picture frame vault in space. That's so cool. It's really cool. Now, what kind of inspiration did Felix the Cat have? Because this, look, obviously within the title we've got the twisted tales of Felix the Cat. So if you have to go back, I would say that Mickey Mouse was probably the same as Felix the Cat, along that realm of just trying to just showcase a nice cartoon, just going by. So Twisted Tales really does bring us Ren and Stimpy. So I would think maybe it was influenced a little bit, or vice versa. You're taking advantage of an era of wacky 90s, the early wacky 90s. You're going down to Pizza Hut. You're getting yourself a slice of pizza and then a dessert pizza. It's literally wacky 90s. None of this stuff existed before. And I just remember everybody just trying to think outside the box, just trying to make something new. It didn't matter if it was uniform with other stuff. People just made their own thing. They went with it. And if it worked, it worked. If it didn't work, it didn't work. But at the end of the day, you never knew unless you had your own flavor to it. A lot of, remember a lot of places you had a lot of choice. You can go around, get whatever toppings or flavors you want. You guys remember? Okay, I remember back in the day, Pizza Hut used to have a Sunday machine. You go to the machine, you're done eating your pizzas, whatever. You go to the machine with your little cup, the same cup that you would put, what they have in there? They had the crayons, and I don't remember. But anyways, you get your ice cream in there, and then you go and grab the sprinkles. And oh yeah, that's what it was. The sprinkles were inside the same container as the Parmesan and the hot pepper flakes. So you're grabbing yourself some of that, and at the same time, this is a nice clean shaker. You're putting some sprinkles on top. You're going back. The thing's melting, and then you're feeling a little frisky. You go and grab yourself another slice of pizza. You know why? Because it's a buffet. It's like when I go to a Chinese buffet. As soon as I'm done eating all the buffet, I'll go and dessert and everything. I'll go back and have another bowl of soup. Why? Because it warms up my stomach, expands it, and I'll go back and get some more. Smart. Stupid. Anyways, I forgot about this. So we're halfway through the episode. So now, guys, we're probably on the second part. It's called Attack of the Tacky. Now, if I have to remember, I do remember this. Now, before I forget, I just had a flashback. If you guys can go back in time and remember the Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat, there's an episode with a Sphinx. And that's the episode I should have found. It's, remember his nose, the Sphinx's nose is basically a plug. And he unplugs it or he plugs it up again and he stops leaking. But that whole episode weirded me out as a kid. And then I remember the sausage episode. I think maybe it was within the same one or maybe, I don't remember. But certain characters definitely come back, like this guy here, this bad guy. And this bird, see, when you're looking at this bird and you see the hat he's wearing, obviously it's supposed to be reminiscent of the noir genre. But every time I saw this cat, I used to think this was Sam and Max. And I would think, where's Sam and Max? Where's Sam and Max? Look, there's one of the characters, right? But this always threw me off. And then right after Twisted Tales, I believe on YTV. Now I'm thinking YTV back in 1996, 1997. They're starting to play, shows like Radioactive, Boy Meets World, those kind of shows. And Twisted Tales is playing, and I want to say it's playing around 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. And afterwards, you've got Sam and Max. And I want to say that was on a Friday. Sam and Max must have been, I have to go back and look. And that's another video we're going to do, guys. I'm going to go on YouTube. No, not YouTube. We're going to go on Internet Archive Vault, whatever it's called. and you type in a website, and you can go back in time and see what it used to look like, and you can browse the web. Now, some of the aspects of the website might not work, some of the certain buttons or flash animations, so we got to deal with what we got. But if we make a nice video screen capture and just take a look at all the details of the old websites, and just we can, at the end of the day, that's where you're going to find show times and scheduling for these shows. I was able to get a few YTV and Fox Kids scheduling just for fun, and at the same time finding them on VHS tapes was a nice walk down memory lane, I'll tell you that. But yeah, there's Felix. He just got in, so he's going to be part of this episode. And there's the Detective Crow. But the other thing, see, that's very Disney. When he pulled that down, that's very Disney. Even the character looks like Pete from Goof Troop. Foo Gauche. But just looking at the way it's drawn, the way it keeps within its world, it's very well drawn. It's very well drawn. This is perfect for a comic book. I honestly think it's Disney. It's got to be influenced by Disney to some degree. But I think of Rocko's Modern Life when I think of the show. I think of the way the furniture is drawn. I think of the way the background, the door. Look at the door. Look at the crookedness. Now, it's not as wacky, but look at that. Look at the stand on the table. Look at the cactus. Everything has a bit of a twist, a bit of a bend to it. I think Rocko has a bit more of it, but Felix definitely does it as well. And they might do it in their own way, but they do it a lot more. But Rocko's Modern Life definitely has more of a bend to it, more of a wackiness. See, that looks like the shop. That looks like a comic book store from Rocko's Modern Life mixed with Disney. I think that's what the animator was trying to do. So right now they're following a trail. They're on this bridge, they're on this dock, and they're about to follow these fish, these dead fish floating on the water, heading down the island of pink slop. Oh, look at the bottom, the way they drew the fern or whatever, those plantations. They look like SpongeBob SquarePants. It looks like something out of SpongeBob SquarePants. Very cool. I like this show. You know what I was saying about the animation? They definitely change it up a bit. What do you guys think about Felix as a character? Do you think he's a good, well-designed character, or is he's just a classic character? They made him way early on, and maybe he's a little old for you guys, or past your area, you're never going to go back. You think about Betty Boop, right? Betty Boop's a character that hasn't really... I mean, there's a lot of diehard Betty Boop fans out there, but I'm just thinking, like, a show... There's nothing... There hasn't been Betty Boop in a while, right? But the same with Felix the Cat. Felix the Cat, it's been a while. It's definitely been a while since we've seen some Felix the Cat stuff. They're definitely going to come back, I would assume, but I think it's a little bit too far back. I don't think it'll come mainstream anytime soon. It might take a bit of time. But there's that show. What's that show? Cuphead, is it? Not the show, the video game. Cuphead. This is right along that alley. I don't know what it's called. What is it? Classic cartooning? Classic cartoons from the 50s and 40s? And this is just the grandfather of Saturday morning cartoons, the influencer, the grand influencer. Because just think about it. Hanna-Barbera would have been watching Disney. Disney would have done his own thing, and he would have been probably influenced by some other form of art somewhere else, but not in the form of animation to the way Disney did it, I would think. But then you get Woody Woodpecker. That kind of show is influenced by Disney. This show resembles it very much. The way it evolves, the way it grows. Now today, cartoons are wacky, but they're not clever wacky. They're just wacky for the sake of being wacky, almost like the cartoon characters are on some kind of drugs. But back then, it felt like the cartoon characters were sane within a world on drugs. That's what the difference I feel. And today, it just feels like you watch like Breadwinners, a show like that. It's just all over the place. It's just wacky. Not to say that it's wrong or anything. I still enjoy that kind of humor, but I'm just in comparison to the older stuff. It's got its differences, and I just want to talk about it. And I want to see how these shows evolve. You watch a show like The Wacky Racers or Rocky and Bullwinkle. There was meant to be some comedy in there. It was meant to be funny. But you watch it today and it's not as funny. But I watch it today and I find it very calm and relaxing and aesthetically, pleasing to the eyes to just sit back and hear the sound, hear the voice actors, watch the cartoons, the animation, and you turn off the lights, you turn off all the other sounds, and it just relaxes you because of the way it was made. It's meant to make a kid in the 50s go goofy. But a kid in the 50s, when he goes goofy, gets slapped, right? So at the end of the day, it's kind of like a very reserved kind of cartoon. But still, nonetheless, a very well done. And it just keeps evolving. And then eventually you start getting Ren and Stimpy. And Ren and Stimpy literally breaks the boundary, in my opinion. And when Ren and Stimpy came out, everything after that just started getting more and more, or trying at least to be inspired by it more and more along the realm of wacky and kooky. But like Felix the Cat, it's right in there. And if you guys haven't seen a show like this, you definitely got to hop on board. Look at this. Look at this machine. He's basically got some kind of a hammer, fist, and it's just punching the ground as he's going around. Now, there's the classic going underground, digging a tunnel, seeing all of the old civilization and bones and trash. That's cool. I'm hearing the voice actor for Felix the Cat. I remember some episodes Felix doesn't talk at all. Or he would talk very little. So when he did talk, I remember his voice standing out quite a bit. Like, pay attention. See if you can hear him talk. Well, not like right now, but if you have a chance, watch other episodes and see if he's still talking or if... Because I'm looking, there's other characters that talk. But I seem to remember an episode where it's just mute. Just goes around. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys like to watch on a Saturday night. Saturday evening, let me just tell you, growing up, waking up on Saturday mornings, having that good breakfast downstairs, watching cartoons till 12 o'clock. If I was feeling good, maybe keep going till 1 o'clock, Radio and Arcade Top 10. And then, afternoon, you go out, grocery shopping, go pick up some stuff, come home around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, parents start cooking dinner. There's maybe a couple little afternoon movies on the YTV, Teletoon, Nickelodeon stuff. And then dinner comes. There's a steak on the barbecue. That's the end episode, guys. But anyways, there's a steak on the barbecue. And next thing you know, it's time to come back it's time to come back in the house, and you're getting ready to either watch a movie or watch some cartoons. Now, if you're going to watch cartoons on a Saturday night, what are you guys watching after that long day, after dinner? Your parents are going to do their thing. They're bushed. They want to get away from you. They want to go do their thing. Your dad's going to watch a sports game. Your mom's going to go, I don't know, hang out somewhere, phone somebody. And you're by yourself. Your brother, sister's out doing something. You're going to go downstairs. You're going to watch a cartoon. What are you going to watch? What is it going to be? I'm just wondering. Leave a comment in the comment section, because I'm going to watch one of those shows. I want to take a look. Let me know what your Saturday was like. I mean, there's obviously every Saturday was different, no doubt. But just imagine going to someone's house, playing some video games on a Saturday, coming back home, being influenced by that video game, by that friend, having fun, going to play outside, making some snow forts. And then you're making snow fort. Now you're feeling like, oh, I got a battle right now. So you go inside. You go play some Beast Wars. You go play some Street Fighter on the SNES, because it's necessary, right? So all these things, Saturday afternoon to Saturday night, is an amazing night. It's a stress-free, no worries kind of time, because you're not going to school the next day. Friday night was nice and chill. You just got to sleep in that morning, or you went to watch your cartoons. You're feeling good. You did your recordings. You got to watch your shows. Good things are happening. You're going to a buffet. You're having steak dinner. So let me know. We're going to keep making some episodes. We're going to keep recording. Keep this thing going. I'm having fun. I just love sitting back, watching cartoons, talking, getting some stuff on my mind into this microphone for the future, for whenever, I never know when I'm going to rewatch these shows, and for whatever time it's going to be, it's fun to see later on what my perspective is going to be. I want to watch this in like 20 years, listen to myself in 20 years on this podcast, and just hear if I still remember the same things. At the same time, it's kind of like a memory capsule, an everyday memory capsule. And as you go on, 50 years from now, maybe if there's still cartoons to be talked about, if you do it half an hour every day, maybe something will manifest. You never know. You can maybe have, I want to have like a nice little collection of what I thought of the shows and movies I grew up. So maybe when I have Alzheimer in the future, if I have Alzheimer, God forbid, maybe I've got a little pal that can talk beside me and let me know what these shows were all about. And that pal will be myself. So hopefully if you guys want to hang out with me and do that, you're more than welcome. So let's hang out. Let's tune along. There's more coming. We got some video game action. I'm working hard on that. It's just really tough to get everything. There's just so much to work with, so many videos, and I just want to keep moving forward on the commercials. I feel like I'm never going to be done these VHS tapes at this rate, but I just want to get at least the stuff that's really near and dear to me out into the world and onto the website. Speaking of website, go check out toonalong.com if you have a chance. The website's not completely done, but go check out whatever's working. Click on stuff. Stuff might not work, but no worries. At least we got it up and running. That's the main point. The podcast works on there. There's a few other. I'm trying to get the form. You might be able to post on a form. I'm not sure, but we're gonna play around with it and try and fix it up and have it nice and good. So with that being said, guys, have a good night. Have a great Saturday. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, Sunday night, we're gonna do another one. All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks for listening. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all your favorite platforms. Check out YouTube for retro content. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and visit toonalong.com for more info. Support us on Patreon, and we'll catch you next time.
Toon Along, yeah, you know the name. Big ideas, fun and games. Hit that play, don't miss a beat. Girl, this is the podcast where we all meet. This is the podcast where we all